At Forge, we are committed to teaching fundamentals. We teach fundamentals that are specific to each position in football. We do this by following a progression. We teach stance, start, approach, contact, follow through, and finish. We do this for all of the positions in football, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to specifically talk about how we teach that progression with the position of offensive line. First thing we teach is stance. We teach 4 components to an offensive lineman's stance. We work on those 4 individually, and then we put all 4 of them together so that our athlete can get in a good stance every play. The next part of our progression is start. We work all of the steps that an offensive lineman needs to be able to make. We work 1-step and 2-step combinations for any type of block, whether it be in run game or pass protection. After the second step in start, we are now approaching the defender that we have to block. During the approach, we emphasize low body position, wide base, and heel-to-toe steps. The next part of our progression is contact. We teach contact, being violent with the hands, thumbs up. We want to strike the defender, and we want to end up in a good fit position, ready to drive and finish our block. Last part of our progression is follow through and finish. The contact phase got us into a good fit position, and now we want to follow through and finish our block. We want to maintain contact with the defender by having a wide base, heel-to-toe power steps, short and choppy, and we want to maintain that contact, and then through the whistle, we want to finish the block by being violent with our hands and trying to literally take the shoulder pads off of the defender. So this is the last step, and we make sure that our athletes know finish is very important. At Forge, we set all of our drills up to work stance, start, approach, contact, follow through, and finish. Some of these we teach individually. For example, we can take any of these and teach them by themselves. We might do start without even getting in a stance. We may just work from a 2-point where we're working on the steps, working on ways to become better at our start. Then we might say, okay, we're going to do stance and start. We can do more than 2. We could work 3 together. We could go stance, start, and approach. Or we might want to go approach, contact. We might want to go ahead and get them in a fit position, which is at the end of contact, and work on follow through and finish. And so we work these in different ways. The effectiveness of what we do is because of this progression and the way we can break these down. And we teach our athletes how to be successful with each one of these. I know all of you have heard coaches before say, get low. Well, being low is very important, but with an athlete, if you just tell him to get low, does he bend his knees to get low? Does he bend at the waist? And so we make sure our athletes know the specific body positions to get in. For example, instead of saying get low, we might say put Z's in your knees, which is going to let that athlete know to bend their knees. And so we're never just saying random things like get low to the athlete. We want to give him something specific that he can do to fix what is wrong. You might hear at a practice or something, you might hear a coach say something like, you got to get mean, or you got to have more heart. And of course, we know with football, it's a physical game. You've got to have a physical nature to you. You got to have some meanness. You got to have heart. But sometimes it's not necessarily having heart or being mean that fixes the problem. Sometimes it's one of those pieces of stance, start, approach, contact, follow through, and finish. And so what we want to do with our athletes is put tools in the toolbox so that they can use these to be successful. Whatever they need to take out of that toolbox to do the things that they need to do, we want to teach them those things. So every time they go out on the practice field or on the game field, they have that toolbox with them and they can get the tool they need to get the job done.